Okay, so hello, my name is Yaron, and
I'm Anton.
this is Anton, and we are here to present you the Power BI topics under the cover of Enterprise Information Management. This is about data lineage and data protection. So because we are like small audience, feel free to interrupt with any question. We can do it interactive session. So
We are here for you.
of course. All right, so data lineage is about understanding how the data moves between the data source to the destination. And when we talk with customers, what we hear is a few use cases that we believe that data lineage can come to help with. And the first one is about impact analysis. Impact analysis means that if I want to change something in the model, something in a data source, I would like maybe first to understand how it impacts the other artifacts in Power BI, who am I impact, and how big is the impact. So this is one use case, the primary use case that we hear from customers. Another thing that we have heard is about gain confidence in my data. So think about the scenario that you sit in a meeting and then you present a dashboard, you present a KPI, and then the question raised, from where did you get this data? Is this from trusted data sources? How did you find it in here? Why is that the right metric or measure to look at? And the third one, and these are only some examples, is about troubleshooting, right? So think about seeing a problem in a dashboard, or someone calls you and lets you know that there is a problem. The dashboard seems to be not up to date. And then you need to understand what the root cause of this failure. And we will do a short demo. So here let's see.
I think it's not your computer. Yeah. Yeah, okay, it's good now.
Yeah, okay, great. So this is the app workspace, as you are familiar with it right now. This is the list view, and now we have added another option, a menu button, to change between this view, this traditional view, to a new and exciting view, the data lineage view. And here it is. So you can see here the data sources connected to data sets, to reports and dashboards. So you can, in one click, just get to this view and understand how the workspace is structured. And if you go to a specific dashboard, then you can understand how the data flows from the external data sources through all the way to the dashboard. If you go to a data source, you can also see some additional metadata that can help you to understand how and where this data comes from. So for SQL Server, it can be the SQL Server name and the database name. For website, it can be the URL, and so forth. So, you know, but like Power BI is evolving, and there are new features that are coming or already released, like shared data sets. You can build a report on top of a data set that is in another workspace. There is data flows that was released last year that you can build a chain of data flows and then data sets and reports in different workspaces. So now, with these features, the data moves between workspaces, and not just that, more than that, it can be also a collaboration of multiple users. Like, it's not only one user that creates a report and owns it end to end. It can be one user that created data flow, maybe another one that created a data set, and a third one that creates the report, and they can be potentially in different departments of the organization. So now it becomes like a little more complex, and for that, we can have this view that gives you like really the structure of how things look like in just one click. And let's take, for example, the scenario of troubleshooting that we discussed. So let's say that I want to understand more about a dashboard. I can click on it to highlight its path and understand how the data moves from the sources to the dashboard. So in this case, you can see that this dashboard is connected to 4 different reports. And these reports connected to data sets and to data sources. Let's drill into the data set. So you can see here that the data set includes more metadata that can help you to do the troubleshooting. So you can see that the name, the last refresh status, and also the endorsement status, like if it is promoted or certified dataset. If we go down here, so we can see that the BizHealth dataset is having first this yellow rectangle that shows me that there is a refresh failure. We can also see that there is an indication that this dataset is actually being originated from another workspace. So what I can do now to continue the investigation, I can click on this workspace name and to continue the investigation, but now in another workspace. So in this case, I can see that this dataset is connected to hierarchies of data flows that flows the data from the source to the dataset. So what we have seen here is that there is a dashboard that is connected in one workspace all the way through 4 different datasets, and one of them is coming from external workspace, and it is connected to few data flows that feeds each other. So this is something that you most probably couldn't do very easily with the list view. So you can see here a lot of items, but really to understand the structure of the workspace, to be able to do efficient and productive troubleshooting, to be able to document and govern this data, we provide you with this lineage view. Yes? Sorry? So the question was if the lineage goes down to the table level or to entity level, and what I showed you now is something that will be shipped in the next few months. This is the first milestone that we hit, and it will not contain the tables level, but we do have it high priority in our backlog. We need to see when it comes, but we understand the need. This is just like the first one, and we are going to build it with increments. All right, let's see. Okay, so one more thing before we move to data protection is that we have another thing that is coming for data lineage is the impact analysis. So what we've covered already is to see the upstream data set that is connected to reports and dashboards in my workspace, or in the workspace that we showed you. But now what if you want to change the data sets, so you can go to a specific data set, then click on a button to show all the cross workspaces impact. So in addition to the reports that you see here, I can see also the other workspaces that are impacted if I do a change. And if I want to know more, I can click maybe to drill down and see the name of the reports and to take actions to mitigate the impact. Okay, so I believe I will move to Anton for data protection.
Thank you, Yaron.
Thank you.
Cool.
You want to connect?
I want to start with a slide and then I will. So let's talk a bit about data protection. So we are talking all the time with enterprise customers. More and more enterprises adopting Power BI as their mainstream BI solution. And as it progresses, there are more and more requirements around data protection, compliance, and regulations to apply on Power BI, so the enterprises could have more data uploaded to Power BI and use it widely. And here are some of the challenges that we hear about. So as an administrator, how can I ensure that organization data is protected and prevent access to unauthorized users? As data owner, how can I ensure that organization data I share with others is protected? And how can I do it while remain effective without limiting the access to the data and not doing very complex configuration on my side? As an administrator, how do I gain an oversight over sensitive data in Power BI? And this is actually one that we hear a lot. So Power BI is a cloud service, and admins not used to managing business data on the cloud, and they need more visibility and more controls in order to be safe and compliant with allowing their organization to upload data to the cloud. But in order to do so, they need to know what is on the cloud and who can and how it's being used. This is the most painful point for our admins, because not complying with the regulatory requirements or compliance can mean a huge business impact. The organization can be fined, GDPR. Organization can be stopped from processing PII data for the customers if it's not managed right. So there are really heavy challenges for the admin. And now with Power BI joining forces with Microsoft leading cybersecurity products, Microsoft Information Protection, and Microsoft Cloud Security, in order to help address some of these concerns. So let's move to the demo and show, and I will talk through what we are building. The capabilities that I'm going to show are coming soon, so stay tuned. Sorry, we have a setup. Okay. Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay. So, and let's start with our first feature that we are bringing in, Microsoft Information Protection Sensitivity Labels. These are the labels that are widely used by organizations today to label and protect Office documents and data in Azure coming to Power BI. So I'm, as a report owner, can go to report settings and easily modify the sensitivity label for the report. So this report, just from the name, it's a Q2 revenue internal. This is the sensitive data. If it's going to be not treated right, it will have big business impact, and therefore I want it closely controlled. So in the report settings, under data sensitivity control, I can choose the sensitivity labels that were defined by my organization. I can see them in Power BI and choose the one that fits best for the data in this report. So it's easy, but it's not all. This is where we start. The beauty of this integration with Microsoft Information Protection is that the sensitivity setting remains persistent when you export the data outside of Power BI. So today, when you export the data, anybody can send this spreadsheet or a PDF file or PowerPoint everywhere without the sensitivity labeling and without the protection policies if such defined. So here, let me show you how we're going to solve this with Microsoft Information Protection Sensitivity Labels. So let me export a file from this highly confidential report, and let's see how it looks. Okay. So I'm opening Microsoft Excel, and this is the beauty. It's already integrated in Excel. So what I will see, the same highly confidential labels that I set for the report in Power BI, it is now available on the Excel file. But it's not all. In my organization, the highly confidential label also has access restriction. Only authorized user can view highly confidential data. And this Excel file is protected. So if you can see, this document contains permission policy, and only authorized users will be able to open this file. So the data is protected once it's outside of Power BI. Yeah. But this is one side. The other side is for our admins to have a better control over how the Power BI data is consumed and enable more productivity for their employees while they're connected away. And this is, yes? Yes, if you have the right permissions, you can change it. So basically, in the label settings, the administrator can define who has the permission. If you have the permission to change the file, then you can change the label. Great question. Not yet. Microsoft Information Protection does not support text files and CSV files, but we are working on solution on how to address this scenario. So let me just, we have a few more minutes. We are going to stay here for questions. I just want to show you a couple more demos. So, and this is like, for this demo, I will take a role of Adele, a business analyst that this time is working from home. Her usual machine that is managed by IT isn't there, so she's using her own PC to connect to Power BI. So she's connected to Power BI. Let's refresh it so we see the latest data. She's connected to Power BI, and her organization allows her to be productive from home, from an unmanaged device, and access Power BI, because while she's in Power BI, the data is protected and safe, because Power BI is a quite safe product. So she can do all the regular actions, she can explore the data, she can view the reports, everything is okay. But with Microsoft Cloud Security, her organization can define more granularity. So when Adele tries to export highly confidential data from Power BI service to an unmanaged device, with the state-of-the-art cybersecurity technology Microsoft has, we can identify in real time that there is a download of highly confidential data from Power BI to an unmanaged device, and block it, and provide also with information with Adele about what she can do next. So this is pretty strong capability, which enables the organization, one, to have a full monitoring story, and also enable more productivity for their users, so they can now access Power BI not only from managed device. The export can be enabled because they know if sensitive data is exported, it will be blocked. And the last thing that I would like to show you is how it will look from admin perspective. So data protection, sensitivity, we saw it in the problem statements. This is mainly admin's pain, because they're accountable for data not leaking. They're accountable for Power BI to be compliant with regulations. So we are going to provide admins with new data protection reports, which will provide them the oversight over where sensitive data is in Power BI, who can access it, and where it's accessed from. But not only that, we also include information coming from Microsoft Cloud App Security and that is related to Power BI. So the alert that we saw before will be visible to Power BI admin, and they will be able to follow up on it. Let me just show you how it will look. A simple link will take a Power BI admin to Microsoft Cloud App Security. We're going to add a role to Microsoft Cloud App Security, so Power BI admin could view only Power BI admin data without being a global admin, which is a big blocker today. And you can see that the download action that we try to do now is already logged in. They can go here and view all the details. All the activity logs are available. It's all happening in real time. This is state-of-the-art technology coming to Power BI. Yeah? So this is actually, let's talk about it. MCAS, where it's already ready for preview. The sensitivity levels is coming soon. We will follow up with the dates. And just like some views that I want to show you, so Adele Lewis was the person who did this action, and this is like a less cool thing. So basically, the admin can go and see what Adele is doing with Power BI. And Yaron and I were coming from Israel Development Center for Microsoft. So you can see that Adele did some activities from Israel a few days ago, and now she's doing them from Atlanta. All available, all in real time, and it's pretty cool. Yes. So this is a great question. Is there an option to send the emails to admin? So for each policy, like the one we saw before, there is a set of remediation you can define. The remediation can be only send an email to admin. It can be send a warning to Adele, let her do the download, but show her a warning, and it can be blocked. So there is it's very customizable. So it gives admins a lot of options to enable the organization to be productive on one hand and be secure on the other hand. So Microsoft Cloud Security does not require data classification. You can say, hey, just don't make sure no downloads happen to unmanaged device. With sensitivity labels available in Power BI, you will be able to define a more granular policy. Is the label applied to data source or above? So this is a great question. Currently, for our first release, labels will be set manually. We're also now starting planning and analyzing how we can derive the label from source items. So as we see in the lineage view, if I have a data flow which is highly confidential, how do I determine whether the data set and report should be highly confidential as well or not? Because it's not always one-to-one. But yeah, it's this scenario we are looking at. So this is it. Thank you very much for attending. You were awesome. Thank you.